Order in this Minecraft court. We are here today to sentence a number of monsters for their crimes. Today we have a prosecutor.
Your Honor, my client is innocent.
You are the prosecutor. Am I correct?
Your Honor, my client is guilty.
Very well. We have had a number of Minecraft crimes come across this table, and today they will be finding out how much time they will be spending in the slammer. Prosecutor Vexil, your opening comments?
Your Honor, it is my greatest hope that by the end of this trial, we can see justice be served so that the community may begin healing.
And for the defense, your opening comments, please.
Why didn't I think of that?
Our first defendant, we have the zombie. You have been accused of multiple crimes, including but not limited to assault, harassment, and stalking, as well as breaking and entering. Prosecutor, your opening statements for the zombie.
Your Honor, the defendant has committed a terrible and heinous crime. For one thing, they are green and very, very ugly.
I don't believe that is a crime, prosecutor.
Also, they smell bad, and they're so ugly. Have you seen? Take another look. Actually, oh, sorry, that was my own notes. Crime. The defendant has committed all sorts of heinous crimes, including breaking and entering, violence, battery, and other destructive behaviors.
Defense, would you like to say anything regarding the zombie's accusations? Well, on that note, I believe the zombie is guilty.
You're gonna get put on a list. How long does someone go to jail for biological warfare? How long do they go to jail for murder and assault?
Zombie, you are hereby sentenced to 31 years in federal prison, as well as required to pay a $5,000 fine. Let us move on. From what I understand, our next defendant is flesh and bone, but without the flesh.
You're correct, Your Honor. Our next defendant is the skeleton. The skeleton is being charged with perhaps the most heinous crime today, stalking and being really gross and weird and shooting people with a bow and arrow.
I believe that one is the one we are focusing on.
Okay, well, sure. I mean, you're ignoring a lot of very important details today, Your Honor.
I don't believe being gross is a crime, sir.
It rattles when it walks around.
Order! You must learn to respect the homeless. Yes, they have a smell. It is not a crime.
Your Honor, what crime does shooting someone with a bow and arrow? What is that? Is that murder? Is that assault? Attempted assault murder? Stabbing, but at a distance? Distance stabbing? Long distance stabbing.
The skeleton, sir, is being charged with 1 count of shooting a projectile weapon.
That doesn't make any sense, Your Honor. What is a projectile?
How many years did you go to law school, sir?
33.
How old are you?
31.
Defense, what have you say for the skeleton?
Objection! Your Honor! I've just put on a little weight. There is no reason to say such things.
Defense, it is not appropriate to comment on the prosecutor's look, just as it is not appropriate for him to comment on your defendant's smell.
It has no eyes. It's disgusting to look at.
Order! I will not have this in my court. I will not have bullying in my courtroom. I hereby sentence the skeleton to 12 years in federal state penitentiary, as well as another fine of $5,000 for the stalking. Our next defendant today, I'm going to need you to elaborate on this, prosecutor. Why are we trying to sentence this creature?
Yes, Your Honor. I think it will be made very clear by the end of this trial.
So tell me, prosecutor, why exactly is there a spider in my courtroom?
You see, Your Honor, this creature is guilty of perhaps the most horrendous things we have seen in the courtroom thus far. This creature is sticky and has far too many legs.
Is that all you have, prosecutor?
No. It bites people. It climbs up in the houses, and you're sleeping, you think you built a wall, and it's like safe, it's like a zombie's not getting in, a creeper's not getting in, it's perfectly fine, but then it's like, it can like climb over the walls and stick to stuff, and like nothing else can do that. It's like really, really annoying, because you thought you had your base like completely full, and it's like the lights out and everything, and it was like fine with you during the day, like it was completely fine with you during the day, like it wouldn't even attack you, it wouldn't even bother you, but then all of a sudden at night, it's like, it like goes crazy, and it gets like really, 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 really angry, and it's like a whole different thing, and it like bites you in the face.
Prosecutor, I say again, we do not sentence insects.
Objection!
Did you just object to me, prosecutor?
Yes.
I hold you in contempt!
No!
I hold you in contempt of court. Defense, can you elaborate on this? From that, I believe...
Hello? Yeah. Yeah, he said you
Sir.
can't. He said you can't object to the judge.
Sir.
I know. Well, he said he called a spider an insect. I'm pretty sure insects only have 6 legs and spiders have 8 legs. So I don't even know if it classifies as an insect. So I just objected, and he said you can't object to the judge. Sorry, I gotta go.
Prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Get yourself together.
I'm so sorry. That was my mom. She's very ill.
We do not talk to our mothers while in court, unless they are on the stand. I am dismissing this case. We cannot sentence a spider. Case dismissed. Our next defendant is the Enderman. The Enderman, he is being charged with 1 count of aggravated assault and 1 count of petty theft.
Your Honor, look upon the creature you see across from you today. He is entirely too tall.
Would you stand up for me, prosecutor? Don't play with me, prosecutor. I don't believe you're even on the camera right now.
I'm mostly on the camera, but not completely on the green screen.
I believe you are about the height an Enderman would be.
Your Honor, objection!
You're objecting to me!
I'm objecting to myself, Your Honor. I would like to revoke what I said about the Enderman being too tall. I think the Enderman is very handsome. Perhaps beautiful, even. Your Honor, what were we talking about?
What did the man steal?
Ah, yes! This disgusting delinquent is known for petty theft throughout the kingdom, stealing blocks and... blocks. He steals blocks, really just anything. Any block, gold blocks, dirt blocks. It really doesn't even matter the value of the block. He doesn't seem to target based off of any sort of standard at all. He just, if it's square and it's available to him, he'll just run off with it. He'll take off.
So I take it, prosecutor, this man is being charged for picking up a block of dirt?
Sometimes it's dirt, yes. Sometimes it's gold or stone, maybe a piece of someone's home that is protecting their family from perishing at the hands of one of our earlier defendants. Perhaps the dirt contained some of Grandma's ashes. We really don't know what could be contained in these blocks. The point is, he's taking the blocks and he's running off with them. And if you give him a little smack on the butt or whatever, he makes a weird sound. I don't like the sound he makes.
Prosecutor, you're getting very caught up on the sounds that these defendants are making. I think the point is the aggravated assault.
Ah, yes, that's another thing. He'll, in addition to stealing blocks throughout the kingdom, he will hit you if you look him directly into the... Oh my god. If you looked... I think I just looked at him in the eye. I think I just... Can someone... bailiff, someone, please. What
is happening?
Please,
what is happening?
Please. Oh my god.
Prosecutor? Prosecutor?
I lived.
Did I just witness a second aggravated assault in my courtroom? Defense, what do you have to say? On 2 counts of aggravated assault, I hereby sentence the Enderman to 62 years in federal prison. Defense, we are here to examine the case of the Creeper. Do you have anything to say before we begin? That is an interesting point, Prosecutor.
Your Honor, the creature you see before you today is possibly the most devious and maniacal we have seen yet. The prosecution today is seeking the death penalty.
Are we now?
Yes, Your Honor. To outline why we are seeking such a dramatic penalty to the crimes, first of all, I would like to point out that the defendant is in fact green.
Excuse me, prosecution. Do you have a racial bias against those who are green?
What are you? What is it? It's not a skeleton, it's not a dog or a horse or a zombie. What? I don't even know what I'm looking at.
The race of our defendant, it is irrelevant.
Fine, Your Honor, fine. Honestly, that was going to be my main pressing point for this death penalty thing, but, I guess if we were to move on to the next item on the list, he's involved in, terrorism.
Terrorism?
Yes, it says here, terrorism.
I noticed that it says, multiple counts of bombing. How many accounts of bombing has this creeper been guilty of?
Countless, possibly hundreds, thousands. Also possibly zero, as there is no trace left of a creeper normally when they explode.
So this creeper has not committed a crime?
He's crime adjacent.
Creeper, can you come forward for a minute and I would like to call you to the stand for a bit of clarification. Now, Creeper, could you tell us exactly what crimes do you believe you're being... Sit down! Defense, I believe the defendant has passed in the midst of us today.
All right, I got the death penalty. Mom is going to be so happy about this one. Finally got one.
I was, in fact, going to sentence him to the death penalty. It's been taken care of. The next case we'll be looking into today, I believe we have a juvenile.
Yes, Your Honor, the defendant might look cute and cuddly at first, but in fact, it is a vicious creature that knows no morals or boundaries. And it is capable of endless violence.
About how old is our defendant today?
It looks to be about, 2 years old.
Defense, how old is our defendant today? 3 years old. Prosecution, this is a very young child. What exactly has this child done?
Well, you see, it loves to zip around in the fields. It is very difficult to see. Often you will see yourself losing health and hearing strange noises. Before you even realize it, you look down, and instead of a zombie there that you could easily swat away with a sword or a pickaxe, you see this small, menacing creature zipping about and chomping at your ankles relentlessly, just chomping and chomping until you've just got little nubs left where your feet should be.
This is quite the intense crime, Prosecutor.
Also, Your Honor, I believe the client has severe brain rot. I don't know if that's because of his age or because he's a zombie.
Very well, very well. Being that this is a 3-year-old child, I feel we must approach this with a little more nuance.
You're right, Your Honor. I'll go get my bat.
Prosecutor! This is a child! Considering that we have sentenced this baby zombie's single father early in our courtroom today, I believe we will have to set up some care facilities for this child and put him into the foster care system.
Your Honor, you're making a huge mistake. He's capable of untold violence. He'll run around. He'll chew off everyone's ankles.
He does seem to be a violent boy. However, that does not mean he is not a boy. We will put him into the juvenile system. He will be closely monitored. We will eventually try to find him a suitable home. But in this courtroom, I cannot sentence the child.
Your Honor, can we at least get his Roblox account suspended or something?
Defense. Does the defendant have a Roblox account? Prosecutor, the defense is claiming that the defendant only plays Fortnite.
The prosecution would be willing to compromise that all of his Fortnite skins be deleted.
I believe that we can accomplish that.
After all, he has deleted the skins of many other creatures.
I hereby sentence the baby zombie to 15 years of supervision in the juvenile system, as well as all of his Fortnite skins to be deleted. The next case in front of me. Prosecutor, is this the name of the defendant or the crime?
I'm actually a little confused on that myself. Defense, is this the victim? They've been drowned? Your Honor, I believe this is a case of a continuous cycle of violence. It's a situation we sadly see all the time.
Well, as much empathy as we can have in this courtroom, there is a crime that has been committed. This man has drowned multiple people.
Your Honor, the client is clearly a wet, dripping boy. He's getting water all over the stand.
You are, in fact, wet, defendant. I don't believe for a second that you have not been in the water. I hereby sentence the drowned to 31 years in federal prison for assault with the intent to kill. Next on the docket, we have Pillager. I've been told that the Pillager is being accused of multiple crimes here, and I'm a little curious, defense. How is it that you are defending this man when you are, in fact, a victim? The defense apparently is gone. I don't know where he went. Does anyone know where the defense is? No? We are going to need a new defense lawyer, please. Can we get our backup defense lawyer, please? Excuse me, our backup defense is a child? Prosecutor. I don't know why I'm looking to you. You have no control over this.
Your Honor, the prosecution is more than equipped to debate with a child today.
Very well. The Pillager is being charged with multiple counts of raiding a community based on race, therefore hate crimes, as well as murdering a whole village of people. Prosecutor, I'm at a loss for words here. I believe we had a murder here. We've had multiple murders in our courtroom today, and now a child is our defense.
Your Honor, I would like to see this criminal pay just as much as you would, but it has come to my attention that the Pillager has not worked alone. Perhaps he was working with some sort of a group or organization to carry out these terrible acts. Perhaps if he was willing to speak on this and give us some of the information we need to convict some of his friends, we could perhaps seek a lighter sentence for him.
Very well, very well. I would be open to an arrangement such as this. Defense. Is the defendant willing to snitch? Prosecutor, can you tell me exactly how many were murdered on this day?
Yes, I believe it was a village of about 30.
30!
And in fact, if you want to hear just how brutal this is, we had an eyewitness who saw all of the gore and all of the violence, and it's really sad and touching what they had to say. I would like to call to stand the witness who had gone through this terrible, terrible ordeal.
That was indeed a touching story. Does the defense deny any of these claims? Order! 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 I am ready to sentence this criminal, obviously an unrepentant criminal, on multiple counts: aggravated assault, shooting a deadly weapon, contempt of court, raiding a community, hate crimes. I see nothing more but to sentence him to life.
Very wise, Your Honor.
Our next defendant is named Guardian. This Guardian here is charged with shooting lasers. I don't believe I've heard that one before. Prosecutor, you obviously have an opinion. What do you have to say?
Your Honor, this disgusting criminal is rotund, spiky, spherical, as far as things can be spherical in the Minecraft world. He is guilty of all sorts of terrible crimes, poking people, shooting lasers, spending far too much time underwater, and just, in general, being an annoyance to the community.
Okay, some of those points were valid, some of them were not. However, can someone clarify for me where exactly does this crime take place, prosecutor?
It takes place deep under the deep blue sea.
Defense, can you clarify for me where exactly did this crime take place? So this was in the home of the defendant.
Objection!
Objection!
Your Honor, can the defense truly claim that the entire ocean is this creature's home? Can it really lay claim to so much property?
Prosecutor, if I read correctly in the case file, this took place in a temple, an underwater temple that is owned by the Guardian family.
Oh, I didn't realize this was a religious case.
In fact, I believe we should be charging whoever walked into the home. So
no! I'm sure whoever walked into their home and received many cuts, bruises, and burns should not be charged and should... It was a misunderstanding. The GPS said to go this way, and he ended up in some deep water, ended up in a temple, was a little confused, smashed a few things, punched a few fish. Really, whoever had entered into the temple, we should just forget about the whole thing. Honestly, Your Honor, I'm willing to drop this case.
You seem awfully close to this case, prosecutor. Do you know the perpetrator in this crime?
I've never seen him in my life.
I believe there's nothing more to be done here. This case must be dismissed. This is a victim we have here. I hereby dismiss this case. Okay, our next defendant here is the Warden. This defendant again is charged here with a very serious case of aggravated assault. Prosecution, can you explain to me what exactly happened on this night?
Yes, you see, Your Honor, the defendant lives in a very dark, scary place, deep under the Earth's surface. There are travelers sometimes who need to take these routes, passages underground, and the Warden, you see, he commits terrible acts of violence upon them, punching them and throwing them, clawing them, gnashing at them. So many have been injured due to his violent nature.
Objection!
So apparently, our defendant has a disability. He is blind in both eyes, completely blind. Prosecutor, I believe this may have been a case of self-defense once again.
Your Honor, I don't want to insult your intelligence, but I fear you might be being hoodwinked. this won't be the first time when the defense, when they don't have anything to grasp at, and in their own petty desperation, has pretended that their client was blind to get away with their terrible deeds. For instance, Exhibit A! The prosecution would like to withdraw my earlier statement.
Prosecution, that was severely inappropriate. I would like to ask a question to you, Mr. Warden. How many fingers am I holding up?
Well, Your Honor, I too did 5.
I believe this is a classic case of self-defense. Prosecution, I believe we will have to dismiss this case once again. Case dismissed. Okay, our next defendant here is the Piglin. Mr. Piglin, you have been charged with counts of aggravated assault against certain groups of people.
That is absolutely correct, Your Honor. I am but a humble man. I drive here to the court every day, driving my Porsche Ghini, just like you and the rest of us do. But you see, not everyone here is as fortunate. And the Piglins, they are guilty of discrimination against the poor and lower class.
How so? How is that the case, prosecutor?
Well, they've been known to attack viciously with armed weaponry against anyone who is not adorned themselves in beautiful, bright, shiny, golden accessories.
So, this is a specific crime against the poor.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Defense, what do you have to say about that? Well, this is... it's not often in the courtroom you see such disdain for a group of people, especially one that is already down on their luck. So this was an account of assault, yes?
Yes, assault with savage weaponry, axes and the like.
Well, defense, I believe on one count of assault with the intent to kill, as well as committing a hate crime, you are going to be sent to 37 years in federal prison. Our next crime, we have the Ghast. Now, Ghast, you have been charged with aerial bombing.
Your Honor, I'd like you to picture this scene. You and your family are going out on your time off. You've set up a wonderful picnic, a meal with all your loved ones, right on the ground in the middle of the burning nether, and you are enjoying the time with your family when all of a sudden horrific flame balls begin raining down upon you, destroying everything in sight, setting the children ablaze, and completely obliterating the potato salad you had worked so hard on earlier that day.
The children?
The children, Your Honor.
There were children? Defense, that was very inappropriate. That is a very dark thing to say. For multiple counts of bombing, the Ghast is going to be sentenced to life in prison. Our next defendant here is the Blaze. Now, prosecutor, can you please tell me what Blaze is being charged with?
Your Honor, I don't think we're going to have any problem sentencing this one. The defendant is charged with many things, including burning things, making things entirely too hot, making things very bright and shaky and kind of like with weird tendrils, making things charred and overly cooked, making people sweat entirely too much, engulfing individuals in a ball of flames, flaming individuals in a gulf of ball, and arson.
So fire, I take it, prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor, fire, lots and lots of fire.
Okay, defense, I would like to ask, exactly... Defense, the stand is on fire. Everyone, the stand is on fire. Everyone. He indeed is very hot. That is not how I meant it. Can we please have the bailiffs take the blaze away? We do not need any more of that. Okay. Thank you. He will be informed of his sentence later. It seems to me that the blaze has been involved in arson of all sorts. Arson of property, structure, inhabited property, and arson that caused great bodily injury. In fact, I was almost injured myself. So for 4 counts of arson, I hereby sentence the blaze to 26 years in federal prison. Far away from anything flammable. Please. And as I look at my notes, it seems we have a surprising turnout of more than one terrorist here today in my court. Never have I had so many terrorists in my court before.
It is a shame, Your Honor. I don't know what the Minecraft world is coming to.
Me neither. But our defendant here today is the Wither. And can you describe prosecution for me? What exactly is this being accused of, this creature?
Yes, Your Honor, the Wither is being charged with 4,000 accounts of aerial bombing, destruction of property, harm to others, and the possession of more than the lawful amount of heads by the Minecraft Penal Code.
So are we sentencing a single individual defense, or is this 3 individuals here that we are sentencing today? Okay, so a conjoint twin situation. Are all 3 individuals, all 3 of them, being accused of the same crime?
Yes, Your Honor, all 3 heads are guilty of this crime, although the left one right there, he's a little bit extra devious. I don't like the look of him.
Okay, well that is a personal observation, prosecutor.
Prosecutor.
Maintain your composure.
Yes, sorry, yes, Your Honor.
This is a serious court. What is it exactly about that one?
It's just, it's not the right shape.
And what shape is that?
Cube.
Is cube a shape?
No.
Terrorism. 4,000 counts. 4,000 counts. Does Mr. Wither have anything to say for himself? What exactly is he claiming? Is he claiming? How does he plead? How does he plead? Or do we have any evidence in this case?
Your Honor, I'm glad you asked. I would like to show you Exhibit A. We have caught on CCTV some evidence of the criminal's wrongdoing.
Okay, let's review the footage of Exhibit A. Can we please play that, bailiff? Defense. This is irrefutable evidence. In my case, never have I had a clearer picture of what exactly happened on a crime scene. This crime is irrelevant to whether or not you want to be in this world. You cannot just go and destroy it. I hereby find the Wither guilty, and I do not do this lightly. But I believe the Wither is going to have to be sentenced to death. Okay, our last case for today. We have a one-ender dragon. Now, I was not aware that dragons were in existence in this world. Apparently he lives in his own dimension. However, I cannot claim this is self-defense, as no one person can claim to own an entire dimension. Prosecutor, what exactly is this creature being charged of today?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant is charged with many crimes, including shooting fireballs, swooping down and bopping people relentlessly on their heads, as well as organizing and devising some sort of strange Enderman-filled cult.
Interesting. Defense, can you elaborate? That was unintelligible. Did you know what he was saying?
I haven't understood a word that's been said all day, Your Honor.
Prosecution. Can you, is there any evidence in this case? This cult leader-esque crime is interesting to me. I'd like to hear more.
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to call to the stand today a witness, an Enderman, who is part of this strange and bizarre cult. And I would like to have him comment on how his mind has been manipulated by the defendant. Mr. Enderman, can you please comment on how you were manipulated by the Ender Dragon? And what exactly was the environment that you Endermen experienced there in the end? You mentioned earlier something about there being some sort of ritualistic and cruel farms that you experienced. Something about sheets of 2 block high and your legs being savaged. That sounds awful.
Objection!
Order. Well, that's all I need to hear. So he cannot be charged for this act. That is an unrelated event. Hopefully, Mr. Ender Dragon, we find the culprit.
I disagree with this judgment, Your Honor, but I'll have my people look further into this case.
Very well, prosecutor. I struggle to see how the individuals were negatively impacted, specifically by this leader. So I am going to have to rest on the rest of his charges, which I believe were shooting purple laser beams. This is not something that is chargeable under U.S. law. However, it is a deadly weapon. Being that as it is, I hereby sentence the Ender Dragon on 1 count of aggravated assault with intent of murder for 31 years in federal prison. It has been a long day of sentencing, but I would like to get a closing statement from the defense.
And I would just like to conclude by saying, I know after this long day of sentencing there has been a lot of talk around the courtroom, but I have never been into a water temple. I've never harmed or punched any fish, and I have never harvested anyone's organs.
Thank you, Prosecutor Vexil, for all of your hard work in the justice system. If anyone would like to see more of Mr. Vexil's work, please check out his channel, VexilGO. Link will be in the description. And with that, this court is adjourned. Thank you, Prosecutor. Not again, not again! Screw this court. So, I assume we're just doing homing attack.
Oh yeah, what else is there?
I love that.
Oh, that worked! You annoyed someone to death! I'm trying my hardest not to use actual moves.
It's a memory. This is a moment you want to remember.
How much damage have we done? Did Nintendo already blacklist us? I think we might already be blacklisted from the game.